So here's the thing. I truly believe that you and I are designed to succeed. We are breathing, we're living. There's so many intricacies happening within us. There's a reason God is keeping us alive. We are designed to succeed. However, when we come through life, there are so many challenges that are raised up to hinder that success. Just by you saying, I want to win at this, there will be oppositions that will come one after the other. And this is why I believe we have to be intentional. And this intentionality can come from where you hang out, what you do, what you listen to, what you hear, what you chat about, whatever you do is going to feed into that inner motivation that pushes you towards success. And this is why I even started this channel, really. This is why we're here. And today, we're going to talk about 6 success tips that you need in your life to position yourself for success today. Are we ready for it? Let's go. Number 1, waking up early. This is a simple truth, but a very powerful one. I share my story. I never used to be a morning person, and I enjoyed the fact that I was not a morning person. Every time you'd mention anything about the morning, I would just laugh it off or brush it off and say, no, it doesn't work for me that way. However, when I started being intentional about the things I wanted to achieve, I noticed that I did not have time. When I had time in the evenings, I was not very productive. And I used to think that morning people are those people who just enjoy waking up in the morning. Till I started reading books and learning people's stories. People would condition themselves to wake up in the morning because they had things to do, because they were most productive, because it was very quiet. And I thought, well, if they can change, maybe I can too. So I moved my wake up time 15 minutes earlier. I just said I just want to pray. That's it. And then I started moving it further back and back and back because I enjoyed the quietness. I enjoyed the fact that my kids couldn't talk to me. My husband was asleep. The house was quiet. I could think. I could be quiet. And my phone didn't even bother me. Nobody was up at that time. So I realized that morning times, waking up early, was essential to my mental resilience. It allowed me to get deeper in my faith. It allowed me to think through my plans for the day. It allowed me to work on myself and achieve my fitness goals. So as simple as it sounds, just having that time to yourself, where you have no one bothering you, where you have this quietness around you and within you, is going to be instrumental in allowing you to assess where you are in life and where you should be going and what changes you need to be making. Number 2, I alluded to this when I was saying the first point, which is exercising. So I have been overweight most of my life. And it was something that I just accepted because I had tried to lose weight over and over and over, and I just couldn't. I would try waking up early to exercise. I would do that for a week and quit because it was terrible. I didn't feel good about it. However, when I started learning other people's stories, I was very encouraged to know that consistency was the currency that mattered. It didn't matter how much I wanted something. It didn't matter how much I prayed for it and desired it. If I was not consistent in it, I was not going to see results. So I realized I needed to make a change. I needed to exercise. Otherwise, I would just think of what I could have been or might have been and never really materialize it. So I made a commitment. It was not easy. My body hurt. I remember the first time I took my exercise session, I really couldn't see anymore. I sat down by the road. I think I was fainting because I sat down by the road and I just didn't care. I just saw darkness in my eyes. I couldn't hear people. It was just, I had done too much too soon. And that showed me how unfit I was. But exercising trained me to say no to my emotions. You know, your emotions are fickle. They change a lot. And if you listen to them, you'll find that they'll draw you into arguments, fights. They'll draw you into gluttony, into so many addictions and appetites that are not really necessary or helpful for you. So learning to say no when no one is looking, when it's just you, is really powerful for anyone who wants to succeed. So me saying no to my emotions, which were saying, you're feeling pain, sleep. And I would say, no, I'm going to exercise. My emotions, which were saying, you're tired, scroll on social media and say, no, I'm going to exercise. That was just a simple thing that time, but it was powerful in allowing me to even lose weight, to start my business, to get organized with my life, because I was practicing this muscle called self-control. And self-control is essential to help you forge forward in any path that you choose. So really, a simple thing like exercising consistently That is a powerful thing. It is a promise you will keep to yourself, because nobody's going to stop you and say, hey, oh, you're going to be fired because you're not exercising. It's a promise you keep to yourself. But that's how you build self-wealth, self-value, self-respect. And that is the material you need to help you confidently take on whatever challenge you're facing through life. Number 3, plan your day. I love planning. The thing I used to struggle with, though, was I'd have this big plan and I would expect it to happen within a day. Because all this whole thing of having a little today felt insignificant. So let's say you're taking a journey of 1,000 miles. You just start today with 1 mile. That feels insignificant, doesn't it? However, when you take 1 mile after the other, you have covered 50. And then you get to 100, then 300, then 500, and so on and so forth. So the ability to take these consistent daily steps without losing enthusiasm, without being distracted, that is a powerful thing. So planning your day is that one thing, because you have a big life. You have 365 days. You have years after years after years. You might think, well, what I want to achieve requires much more than an hour. But in actual sense, what you have daily is just 24 hours. What you do with that 24 hours determines what you're going to do towards that bigger vision that you have. Learning to manage your day is so important. If you mismanage one day and another, you'll find that at the end of the year, you look back and you wonder where the time went. Because you mismanaged these bits of time that were coming through and you just thought, well, this is ignorable. In actual sense, those bits are what made the bigger picture. One day sounds insignificant when you compare it to 365 days, when you compare it to years and years coming. However, the hours pile up. It's easy to throw away 2 hours into a game, 1 hour into social media, 17 hours sleeping, whatever else you're doing. It might feel like, oh, it's just a day, it doesn't matter. But when you keep building those habits and doing it next day after another, you look back on your year and you wonder what happened. It's possible to look back on 365 days and not know what you did with that time. It is possible. I used to do that all the time. It is because during the flow of the day, you can't feel the burden of the wastage of time. So having this habit of planning your day is going to be really instrumental in your success. So waking up earlier, taking a pause and saying, what is important to me today? It can be planning that business. It can be talking to somebody. It can be applying for that job. Just something that you can do in a day that helps you move forward on that bigger path to success that you have. That will be powerful, because if you don't plan for it, it's not going to happen. You're going to go with the flow. And the flow never takes you upward. It takes you downwards. And we don't want to do that. So build that habit of stopping, waking up early, looking forward and saying, what can I do today that will move me forward towards my goals? Another thing you must do is read daily. Reading is not just a way of you getting information in. Reading is really transformative. It calms you down, it slows your thinking. And that is powerful for you to think about solutions, to think about how to approach the different challenges that you go through life. Reading helps you. So you need the information books bring. You are in a field. What field are you in? Have you been updated in what's happening in that field? What skills do you need to upgrade? What areas of your life need improvement? As people, we have so many flaws. You can learn how to speak in public. You can learn how to handle difficult people. You can learn how to negotiate. You can learn investing. You can learn everything in books. And learning through books allows you to retain the information you're getting because of the slowness of reading compared to hearing or watching and other means of learning. So it is important for you to just spare like 10 minutes every day to just pause and say, I'm going to read something that moves me forward. And knowledge, when it is absorbed, can be applied. And when you are applying this knowledge, it's going to give you options. There are things that you're struggling with right now. The answers and solutions that you need are in a book somewhere. If you take that book and read it, it will open up new possibilities for you. And that is a powerful thing. It is also good for entertainment, relaxation, and so many other positive things. It opens your mind and exercises your brain, and you need that for your success. So get into the habit of that quietness, the discipline of reading daily. Start with 10 minutes and increase it over time. It's going to be really beneficial for your success. The next thing is get mentors. Yes. Everything you want to achieve has been done before. Please don't get into this prideful idea of thinking this is too unique, nobody has done it. It might not be exactly the way you want it, but somebody has been where you're going. Somebody has gone through the challenges you're going through and they have succeeded. Engage those kind of people. You might not physically know them, but I'm sure with social media right now, you have more reach. You can tap into different online resources where you can learn from people. You can learn via podcasts, you can learn via books, you can learn physically, and physically is really powerful where you are one-on-one with somebody who is willing to pour into you. Be intentional about it. So many times we say, oh no, nobody wants to help me, no one wants to be my mentor, but you're not putting yourself out there to offer value. Don't just say, okay, give me time, I want your time. No, offer value. What are you giving in return? That really helps to say, okay, I saw that you're doing this business and I admire what you're doing, but I noticed you don't have a website. Can I build your website? And then the person is going to be interested in you, right? You're offering value. And as you're offering value, you're learning from them and you're going to be mentored that way. So you're bringing value and they're going to give you much, much more value in return. You're going to get advice. You're going to get new perspectives. You're going to get constructive feedback. Mentorship is really powerful. I missed out on this for quite some time in my life because I had that prideful thinking that made me assume that I knew what I was doing. I would read books and just assume that I can figure it out. But nobody can figure out everything. And by learning from other people, you avoid so much. And even the Bible says, in the multitude of advice, there is success. Right? So if you want success, have these trusted people around you in your life who can pour into you without holding back, who can be honest and can support you on your journey. That is really important. The last thing I believe is also super powerful is never complain. You will have challenges and so many opportunities to complain in life. But what complaining does is it highlights what you can't do about a situation. It takes responsibility from you to somebody else. It makes you a victim in whatever situation that is. And that is not the kind of person who wins. If you're going to be a champion, a victor in life, you can't be the very person who is also playing victim. You have to choose a side. You can't have both. So stop playing victim to the economy. Stop playing victim to budgets. Stop playing victim to what people say. Stop playing victim to social media. Stop playing victim to food and your appetites, drinks, and whatever it is that you say, oh no, it's just too much. Oh no, I can't do it. No, take responsibility. Right? If you don't like what people are saying, how are you hearing it? Close your ears. Don't hear it. If you don't like what you're seeing on TV, I used to do that a lot. I would watch a show and I would say, oh, why are they doing that? Who forced me to watch it? If I don't want to watch it, by the way, the show, if it is not up to my standard, why am I watching? Leave him alone. Okay? So you have control over what you allow into your space. And when some things are beyond your control and they have come into your space, you have control over how you react to those things. Never complain. That is a victim mentality that is going to pull you down. Never. Don't allow it at work. Don't allow it in your relationships. Don't allow it in your friendships. Don't allow it in any other space. It's a negative stronghold that will hinder your success. All right, those are the 6 habits that will propel you forward in your success journey. Which one was most impactful for you? Drop me a comment in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. And if you'd like to work with me, check the description box. There's so many links in there that will lead you to my paid and the free programs. I am here every week sharing you valuable information that will help you own your space and become the powerhouse that God designed you to be. My name is Mavis Tandizokanjata. You can search me across pretty much all social media platforms, and I would love to hear from you and connect with you there. I'll see you next week. All right, bye-bye.